cool. So in this masterclass, we're going to know and learn how to use design as a funnel builder, discovering how you can take advantage of design to make more money as a funnel builder. Okay, that's the main purpose of this masterclass. Now, what we will cover is basically the importance of design in funnel building, design for beginners, how to actually get started, design fundamentals, the building blocks of success, elevate your design, daily routines for growth, and designing for conversions, a psychological kind of approach. Now, all these things having in mind that you can apply this, whether you are just getting started or you are already, you already have knowledge around these subjects. So before we start, add your questions in the comment section as you see here. Question, and then you add your question afterwards. Okay? So basically, it's question, and then you add your question. This is my question. Okay? So question, this is my question. The main reason why is because Anna is going to collect all the questions. Okay? And then at the end, we're going to have a Q&A session where you can ask me all the questions that you want for this 10-15 minutes whatsoever. Okay. Now, the importance of design in funnel building. Okay, the first thing your visitors see or perceived when landing on your page is the design. It's not probably the copy. It's not the offer. Like, it's the design itself. That's the first thing they understand. So design will pretty much dictate how pleasant the user experience is, how easy it is for the user to take and retain information. And this is very important. Like, retain information right here. It's super, super important. Okay. Then what the user is supposed to do on the page. Now, of course, you already know what good design can do. It can improve user experience and make the funnel easy to navigate, meaning that the bounce rate is going to be lower, that the experience is going to be better, that you are going to convert more. It can increase conversion by highlighting the key products or services. The main reason why is just because when you are landing on a page, you don't actually just go ahead and read through the entire thing. The other day, I was in a one-on-one call with one of my students, and I mentioned this. Most people, I would say like 90% of the users, they don't read everything from top to bottom. What they do is actually they skim through the page. So they land on the page, they read the headlines, they kind of like on average, people read the 10% of copy. So if people read 10% of the copy, you kind of want to make sure that those 10% tell the whole story, okay? So this is very important. It increases conversion by highlighting key products or services. Then it allows you to build trust and credibility with professional and visually appealing design. Also allows you to improve brand recognition, increase customer engagement and time spent on the funnel, and also help customers through the funnel by using visual cues and clear call to action. If you haven't noticed, this is a pro tip. All these things can be utilized in your content creation if you want to get more leads, get more clients. These things are going to help you tremendously with that. So improve brand recognition, you can create an entire post around that. Increase customer engagement, you can create an entire post about it. Help customers through the funnel using visual cues, you can create content around it. Okay? But also, what bad design can do, it can decrease conversions by confusing and overwhelming potential customers. It can harm the brand's credibility and reputation. It can decrease customers' engagement and time spent on the funnel. It can make it difficult for the customer to find and access key information. It can make it hard for the customers to trust the brand or its products or services. Okay, so all these things, again, they are potential topics that you can talk about. Okay. Now, what else? Here, designing for beginners, how to get started. Okay. So the number one rule is actually simple and clean is always better. Like, one of the biggest mistakes when I was starting out as well, when most people start out, is that they want to make the most fancy, amazing, beautiful design. That's a big mistake. The main reason why is because if you start with complicated, guess what's going to happen? Is you're going to lose the foundations of what a good funnel is. Like, all these good principles, they are going to be jeopardized. So you don't want to do that. you want to make sure that you start with simple and clean, and then as you become better and better and better and more knowledgeable, what do? You increase the level of complexity of your design. So most of my funnel designers or students, when they join, I make sure that they simplify the process. They learn the foundations, white space, text hierarchy, they learn color combination, they learn all those things, and then as they improve it, they add more complexity. Okay? So make sure that simple and clean is better. For example, the website on the left, there's a lot of stuff going on, like a lot of stuff. The website on the right is very simple and clean. Now, both work, of course, but if you try as a beginner, if you try to build designs as you see on the left, guess what's going to happen? Any clues? It's going to be really tough because you don't have the experience on the harmony, the balance. So you are going to be basically neglecting the functionality for design. And to be honest with you, it's not going to be a good thing for your client. It's just not. Okay? Tyler, don't forget to add question, 2 dots, and then the question afterwards. Okay? So that Anna and I understand where the question is. Okay? Now, working on your foundations and then add complexity as you perfect your technique. Start with 2 colors that go well together. A lot of people want to add 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 colors. Like, don't do that. Like, start with 2 colors that go really well together. Like, have a good contrast. You can build so many beautiful designs with just 2 colors. Okay? Then, simple geometry for illustrations. Don't add those hexagons, the cartoons, and all these different blobs and stuff like that. Don't do that. Like, when you start using blobs, blobs are very sensitive. If you don't know exactly how to harmonize the blobs with the graphics, it's gonna look awful. It's gonna look amateur. So go and start with simple geometry for illustrations. And then work on your white space. Don't be afraid of using good white space in between the elements, because that is going to help your audience understand what they need to read, at what pace they need to read, what they need to be focused on, and help them retain more information. And then perfect text hierarchy and implement consistency throughout the entire design. One of the things that most designers, like beginners, do is like the design they have on top looks very different from the design they have on the middle and on the bottom. So you want to make sure that there's an harmony between all that stuff. Now, design fundamentals, the building blocks of success. I guarantee you, if you follow these building blocks and you perfect them, you are going to become better every single day the more you practice. So these are the 4 designing blocks: the color combination, the text hierarchy, the white space, the isolated images and backgrounds. Okay? So you want to study and learn one at a time. This is what I teach in my one-on-one. This is why my students get amazing results. You need to dissect it, and you need to understand that you need to go one in one. The most important is going to be color combinations. If you start with the bad color combination, guess what? The page is going to look awful. I kid you not when I say that sometimes when I do redesigns, I just change the colors and they look, incredibly better. Just because of the colors that were changed. Everything was the same, just the colors were the same, it changed. So in that made a whole lot of difference. Now practice with 2 colors and slowly increase to 3 or maybe 4. Don't go ham on 4 colors right away, because the more complexity you add, the less likely it's going to be to have a good design. Okay? Now test different color schemes as well. Test it. Don't be afraid. Like, if you want to grab, 4 color palettes, there are, someone is already using them, testing them, practicing them, see which one you like the most, see which one it's easier to build, why it's easier to combine, and all that stuff. Practice and practice and practice, because colors is about understanding the psychology behind it, right? Then knowing how you can pair in different ways, which colors go to the backgrounds, go to the foreground, and all that stuff. Now, the next thing is going to be text hierarchy, brothers. Text hierarchy, okay? Prioritize the most important copy. Use typography effectively, the height, the size, etc. And then use readable fonts, okay? Don't try to use very, artistic fonts for long paragraphs. That's a huge mistake. Don't do it, okay? Keep the text consistent, Okay, this is very important. Like the size of the text considered throughout the page. Okay, there's a few things like the main headline, then the secondary headlines, then the sub headlines, and then the paragraphs, and the details, and then the sub, and then all these things, right? So you kind of want to have the same thing all over the page. Then you want to use it to improve readability. Okay, I'm talking about white space, by the way. White space, you want to use it to improve readability, because if you have everything cluttered, it's going to be terrible to read. But if you have a good space in between the elements, that's going to be a lot easier. And then use it to create contrast between elements, okay? That's going to help with conversions. Lastly, isolated images and backgrounds. What this means? It means that a huge portion of your design is going to be isolated images and background images, okay? Or backgrounds as a whole, okay? So you kind of want to make sure that you practice this individually, because I mean, if you don't do all these individually, what happens is that you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what is creating what kind of benefit. Okay. Now, how can you elevate your design? Okay, by doing some daily routines. And guess what? Everything is about daily routines. Everything. Like when you see those Olympic runners, like the 100-meter runners, right? They perform really well, but they have the same daily routines to allow them to practice and build muscle and build resistance and build all that stuff. So then in that day, when they are going to perform, they are at their best. It's not different with design. You want to have daily routines for growth, okay? Now, one thing that I would say though, is that your fast track for progress is going to be a few things combined. So the first one is, when you are starting out, you can absolutely model other designers' work, so you can start to practice. When you start to model or copy or whatever, when you start to focus on designs that are already existing, what happens is you remove all the weight in your shoulders from building things from scratch, from finding the copy, from finding the structure, from finding the product. Like you remove all these things from your weight, from your shoulders. You remove all this weight from your shoulders. So you are just focused on becoming better at design, on copying, on modeling, on making sure it's great. Because one thing that you might notice is that if you want to copy, even like just this slide here alone, like if you want to copy this line as it is, it's going to be very tough for you. It is, because you need to be paying attention to how everything is built, the images, the gradients, the borders, the textures, in all the colors and all that stuff. Okay, but if you practice in doing that consistently, it's going to help you with getting better and better and better. And once you are faster with that, then you can start implementing your own creativity there. Focus on improving one of the elements at a time. This is the order that I would choose: colors, text, white space, isolated images. Try to create a design from scratch, one section at a time. Hero section, pricing section, etc. Because when you isolate, you increase your chances to grow. So far, you should have tons of different things in perspective, okay? So you want to make sure that you write your notes, that you ask your questions at the end, to make sure that you are perceiving this in the right way. Now, designing for conversions, a psychological approach, okay? This one is simple, but once you start, here's the thing. Once you start, you are going to see that it almost never ends. You find about this and that and that and that and that and that, and then there's a whole world that you haven't seen before that you just tapped into. So it's before you even start with conversions, you absolutely want to aim for all these other things that we talked about. Because once you start going for conversions, guess what? You are going to see that there's a whole different world of different variables that you didn't know about, and then it's very overwhelming. Okay? But I'm going to introduce these to you. Quick tips on conversions. It's not as easy as I'll share here, but these are the fundamentals. Okay? And all these things are things that I work one-on-one with my students as well. Okay? All conversions-based metrics rely on psychology, what triggers people to take action. Okay? So when you have a design built away, It should be based on things that actually add some kind of action to create some kind of reaction. You can use cognitive biases for design, okay? Anchoring bias, social proof bias, framing effect, loss aversion. There's hundreds of different. These are just a few examples, okay? So I'm gonna give you a few examples right here about what these are. And you are gonna recognize a lot of them. But you may recognize them visually, but maybe you don't recognize them as actually tricks or biases that you can use and manipulate to get a certain message printed into your leads' brains. So, anchoring bias, placing a higher price next to a lower one to make the lower price appear more attractive. Okay, and there's the opposite as well. It just depends on what you want to do. It depends on the final outcome. So for example, here, we have one bottle. We have the price is right here. Save 9, and it's $20 each. Then we have 4 bottles with 4 towels for free. You save 31%, and you only pay $17 each. And then you have bestseller, which is 3 bottles with 4 towels for $18 each, and you save $29. Okay? So if the audience already knows that this is what they want to buy, they are going to buy this one. If they want to buy something, but they won't spend a lot of money, they're going to buy this one. Like these two, they are just there to anchor, nothing else. Like almost no one is going to buy these two. Okay, they're going to either focus on this or on that one, depending on their buying decision. Okay, and you can also do this. I've used this in one of my clients very, very recently, where he sent me a message saying, "Hey Pedro, I want to set up a membership." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then after a conversation, I said like, "There's no way that you're going to sell this membership. Like, there's no way that you're going to sell this membership to your market for this much a price." It was $100 a month. It's not a lot of money, but for his market, it was a lot of money. So what we did was we added an anchor bias. We placed on the left side, we placed the product that he wants to sell for $100, and on the right, we placed a fictitious kind of product for a much higher price, for $400. So that anchoring got people to say like, "Wow, okay, so I'm gonna start with this one instead of that one because that one is really, really too expensive." Okay, you can use this in your designs and help your clients. The next one is social proof bias, including social proof elements like customer testimonials to encourage visitors to take action. This is a very good one here. By the way, it's built. There's a video, there's their names, there's the monthly revenue, which is what people are looking for, and then experience, and they have 4 of them together, so pretty cool. And there's different levels as well here. There's 15,000, there's 60,000, so there's different levels. So it gives information to people like, if you are making 5,000, if you join this program, you can make more. You can go from 5,000 to 15,000. Okay? Going from 5,000 to 60,000, it's really scary. So most people, they are doing like 5,000 or 2,000 or 3,000. If they see testimonials of 60,000, they're going to feel like, nah, that's not for me. I don't relate. It's going to be impossible. There's no way I'm going to make 60,000 in a month. I make that in a year, right? So you want to make sure that you use the right testimonials for the right audience that you are talking to as well. So in this case, we have 15, we have 28, we have 60. So we have a good variety. And by the way, I have not designed this one. This is just something that I've seen randomly when I was doing research. So social proof bias, absolutely, you should use this as well. But then again, it's not just putting social proof. It's knowing how to do it. It's knowing what to highlight, what kind of words to highlight, how to organize the testimonials. Okay, so all these things are going to matter. And then framing effect. Framing information in a way that makes it more attractive or desirable. So for example, in the example on the left, we have peanut butter, right? We have 50% off. Let me add in a different color like this one. We have 50% off and we have buy one, get one free. So you kind of want to test which one is better. Most people would go for buy one, get one free. So same product, same price, same discount, we can see your drawings, no problem, all good. But buy one, get one free is gonna be the one that most people prefer. Because there's a value of 100% there. They're gonna get something else. On the right side, though, we have a car, and then we have 10% discount versus save $12,000, right? So $12.50 or whatever, like doesn't really matter. On higher priced items, you kind of want to say things differently, like save the amount of money instead of percentage. Same example here, which is framing effect. Framing in a way that makes it more attractive or desirable. So, for example, on the book of the left, we have a 50% discount versus save $3 because the book is $6. What do you think is more valuable, saving 50% or saving $3? Right? It's saving 50%. So use this in your advantage. Then on the right, we have a percentage there, and we have that small detail, less than $1 per serving. So this is a supplement. So here people can say like, wow, if I use like, I have 30 servings, it's like $49, but it's like less than a dollar per serving. So I'm gonna get it, okay? Because I have 20 servings of one bottle, 30 servings from another bottle, and I'm just paying less than $1 per serving. Like, that's cheap. I can make it happen. Then is loss aversion. Okay? Emphasizing the potential loss of not taking action. And now, this one is one of the things that most people hate. Most people hate to lose something. The opportunity, the discount, the product, the spot. They hate losing. Okay? Even for something that they don't want, like they don't care about. If they say, hey, by the way, I have this opportunity, it's just for 3 hours, would you like to buy? Oh, I don't want to lose that. Okay? So here you have like stock is limited. And then on the left, we have hurry, your cart is just reserved for 9 minutes. So loss aversion is going to play a big role, like a huge role. Okay? This is another example of loss aversion. Only 2 left, only 5 left. 40% off, but only today. And all that stuff. Okay? So all these things are just like a very small portion of what there is to learn. And once you know them, you want to really dig deep. And when you do and find swipe files and other examples and do research, you want to be able to analyze what's happening. Like, I like the design, awesome. Now, examine the design. Share why this design is good. Understand how it's built, the anatomy. Because once you start paying attention to how it's built and why it's built that way, you're going to become much better designer. Not just designer, but funnel builder, but content creator, but adding help to your clients. You're going to be making 2 times more, 3 times more, 4, 5, 10 times more than you're doing right now. Okay? Because you know the reasons why. If you know that, you can use it in your advantage. Now, we are getting close to the end of this masterclass. We already have a few questions there, which is amazing. And I want to share with you 2 of my biggest offers that I have that I work with. And all these are one-on-one. Okay? So the one that you see, funnels, is basically focused on everybody that is making less than $2,000 a month. They are just starting, and they want to learn about design, copywriting, automation, strategy, a little bit of lead generation to get your first clients to start making $2,000 to $5,000 a month. So if you like to have my help, one-on-one, 100% one-on-one, full attention, daily access, and learn all these tricks and a lot more, like hundreds more, then this one funnels will be the best one for you. If you're already making like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and you want to grow to $10,000 to $20,000, and you want to be really good at getting consistent leads, closing high tickets, scale to 10 to 20K per month, build a personal brand, write good content, lead your sales calls, and more. Then I also have a one-on-one coaching program, which is 6 months, where I take you from where you are right now, and I give you all the tools that you need so you can start making 10 to 20K per month. So I do have 2 spots available for one and 3 spots available for the other one. This is highly one-on-one, so that's why that's so few spots. And if you're interested, send me a DM, whether it's here on Discord or on Facebook, just let me know. Now, this is the part where, everyone is interested as well, which is a time for Q&A. So if you have any questions, just let us know. We do have a few questions here. Let's see. How do we find out which ones the client like? When you were talking about colors, Tala asked, how do you find out? So it's not just about what your clients want or is looking for. It's also, you want to make sure that you understand the colors, have a color psychology behind it. So you need to understand the color psychology at hand. So for example, if you are gonna, there's a cool study that happened in the beverage market. So a few years ago, there was a brand that they launched a soda, an orange soda, and they started using green and orange. And they did an excellent marketing. Okay? Before that brand, green and orange, other brands used whatever colors they wanted. They used red, they used green, they used blue, they used yellow, they used all kinds of colors. After that brand came, it conquered the market so heavily, they had like over 90% of market share for those types of sodas. And everyone else, they had to rebrand, they had to get new products in the market following those colors, green and orange. That's the impact of color. So when you are doing your funnels, you want to understand what kind of colors you can use based on the market, based on the product that market is going to be at or be for. So if your clients like pink and they are targeting a market that does not make sense using pink, like I'm going to say like a stupidest kind of example, but like if you're doing like, let's say like if you have like a funeral service, you're not going to market your funeral service as a pink brand. Like you can't. That's not possible. So you need to adjust your colors to what you want to do. Okay? So that's where it starts. It starts not what your client wants and prefers and likes. It starts with what makes sense. And then from what makes sense, you're going to pair with what your client likes the most. Simple as that. Your client likes this one better than that one. Okay, it works? Yes, it works. Done. Does it work? No, it's not going to work. Don't do it. Mention to your clients, if we do it with these colors, it's not going to work. Do you still want to do it? Yes, I do. Awesome. Build it. Done. But also you add them like clarity. Okay? So you want to make sure that your funnel starts, your colors choose, and the way you choose colors starts with what makes sense for the audience. Very important. Like very important. And I give you a crucial example. Before that soda brand came to the market and conquered 90% of the market, everyone was using random colors. Afterwards, the market, the buyers, considered that type of beverage be associated with those types of colors, so everyone else had to change their brands. That's just one example. Okay, what else? Thank you. Alrighty, so Nila asks, Pedro, how do I build lead generation funnel if I'm totally at beginner stage and I do not have any testimonial? Can I make it up? But I can't fake video testimonials. What's your take on this? So here's the thing. If you don't have testimonials, build an opportunity to build testimonials. So if as a funnel designer, if I don't have any testimonials, I don't have proof that what I do works. Simple as that. So if I don't have proof that what I do works, guess what I need to do? Find someone that would like to work with me, to give me the opportunity to use my method, my process, to prove that it works. And if you prove that it works, they're going to be happy. You're going to be happy. You get a testimonial. It's your first under your belt. But guess what? You need proof of results with like a consistency basis. Because you've done it once doesn't mean you can do it twice or 3 times or 4 times. You gotta go ahead and find another one. So you get another client. It worked. Amazing. Done. You have 2 in a row. What do you do next? You go find another one, but now they pay for it because you have social proof. And then another one, and you increase your rates because you become better and better and better. And that's how you do it with case studies and your results. Let me know if that got your the answer that you wanted. We have Neil asks, Pedro, can you list out a few free links? Where do you get similar icons, images, or 3D images? Yeah, sure. We have freepick.com, which is free. Which, by the way, I can also link to resources. Done. If you go to that list, best resources list, you're going to find pretty much all the things that I recommend. For design, for email, for marketing, for funnels. All of them are there that I recommend. Okay? But yeah, for design, there you go. Thank you, Anna. So yeah, free links, similar. Like for icons, here's the thing. For icons, you either build your own or you get coloicons.com. Like that's the best one I've seen ever. Coloicons.com with a K. Coloicons.com with a K. It's $100 a year. It's paid, but it's $100 a year. It's totally worth it. It's amazing. Coloicons.com. I think it's that one. Coloicons. It's also in the resources, by the way. It's also in the resources. Go ahead and check those resources. Because in those resources, you're going to find so many valuable things, like so many. All right, what else? Tala asks, I have 0 design skills. What software do I start practicing with? Is it Figma? That's the best at the start. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. What I would do is I would start with either Figma or Adobe Illustrator, and explore Canva as well. But Figma is cool for a few reasons. It's free. You can use it. It's complete, and a lot of people use Figma. The main reason why I prefer Adobe Illustrator is because FreePick has a lot of different resources that you can use to speed things up. So Illustrator is the one that I recommend 100%. I love it. I've been using it for the past 15 years. And it's freaking amazing. And it has a lot of libraries for that. Figma also has libraries, but I don't know. I've never really got into Figma. But yeah, you can also use it. But I don't have anything to any resource to recommend for Figma since I don't really use it. But both Figma and Canva are good. Illustrator it's paid and it's really good as well. All right, guys, is that it? No other questions? Now is the time because we are just gonna have another masterclass next week. So now is the time. And by the way, if any one of you guys are looking for, man, my brain is weird. I was gonna say if any one of you guys is looking for one-on-one coaching and mentorship on design, how to make more money, and all that stuff, let me know. Send me a DM. But here's the thing. Don't forget to send me your ideas for next week's topics. And by the way, we have a poll in the voting. So go to the voting tab. Go to your voting tab and vote for the best member and the best designer and all that stuff. We want you guys, your opinions, and it really, really matters at the end of the day. Make sure that after this call, you go to the voting. But yeah, I mean, I was a little late. No problem, Dale. Yeah, I'm going to share the replay and all that stuff. No problem. But yeah, so I was going to say, if you're looking for a one-on-one coaching, like a mentorship to speed things up, let me know. But there's this, like, immediately when I say, if you're looking for, immediately my brain said, like, pop that music. Like, I'm looking for a man that is 6'5", finance or whatever. I don't even know. Like, there's a silly kind of song that is going everywhere. This is silly. This is stupid. All right. I think that's it. Guys, by the way, next week is official. Next week I'm going to launch my my community, my affiliate community, with all the perks and all that stuff. So basically, if you are using System.io and you like to get pretty much for free, like templates every week, discounts everywhere, discounts everywhere, support about specific for System, and how to build funnels in System and all that stuff, all you got to do is create an account, a starter account, a webinar account, or a limited account under my affiliate link, and you get all these free bonuses. So if you are looking to explore or expand your System.io knowledge, your funnel building skills on System.io, get some amazing templates every single month or week, because the goal is to launch one per week. Get special discounts for being part of my affiliate community, literally spending zero, just having your own account at the startup plan or more, then let me know, send me a DM. But yeah, I mean, guys, I don't want to waste too much of your time. Thanks so much for everyone to join. Next week, I'm going to be doing another. We're going to have a poll to try to see what kind of topics you like to do. And maybe I also bring some more advanced stuff, because these are introductional kind of things. And then as we go, I'm going to bring more and more and more. So guys, thanks so much for joining. Thanks, Dale. Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Neela. Thanks, Tala. Thanks, Ayo. Thanks, Muis. Thanks, Yash. Thanks, Parth. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jacqueline. Great to see you here, by the way. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Talk to you, next week or before. Let's see. Cheers. Bye.